Oh, would you look at the angle on the axle on this John Deere? Oh, that's awesome. Cue the music. We're going to start off today with a bit of news that came out earlier on, and it's all about the year one season, I'm going to say major update, the map that comes out, and they've given us a date, which is all right indeed. Now, the name of the thing is Highlands Fishing. Interesting indeed. And I've got a bit of a blog on the go. So it says Farming Simulator 25 is getting its first major expansion, and it's a fun and fishy one. Highlands Fishing arriving November the 4th for PC and console, adds agriculture, a new map, new machines and gameplay. You will soon be able to farm fish as well as fields. Highlands Fishing will be available on both the standalone expansion and bundled together with the base game in the new Highlands Fishing Edition. So pre-order is available now, and the expansion will also be unlocked for the year one season pass. So obviously, if you've got that, great, you're not going to have to pay any extra for it. So you're going to just download it for free, not a problem. And then, which is great, they're going to release a Highlands Fishing Edition. So I'd imagine that's going to be everything. So you get the game and you get the updates, you like year one season pass as a bundle. All right, fair enough. Now, obviously, there is a little bit of a video, a first look on the Farming Simulator YouTube channel. So go and check that out. It gives you a little bit of a sneak peek at what's going on. But we have got a little bit of information as well. Now, you got the new map, Kinlag, draws its rugged charm from the windswept landscapes of Scotland. Expect rocky valleys, thick grass, and long stretches of overcast sky. It's a place where you can build farms, tend to livestock, and now take to the water to harvest fish. Authentic stone castles and traditional architecture add historical flair to this picturesque setting. Now, obviously, when it first came out, it was like, yeah, this it definitely looks like a UK map, and obviously Scotland is part of the UK. Now, the whole fishing shenanigans. The expansion marks a first for the series. Players can now engage in aquaculture. You'll be able to breed, raise, and harvest fish such as salmon and trout using both land-based tanks and boats out at sea. Now, that was something that they did touch on in the old video that they've got on their channel. So go and check that out. The one going out to sea, that looks awesome. So prefer a quiet moment by the shore? Grab a rod for a relaxing round of shore fishing. It's a whole new way to enjoy the simulator's calm pace. So that says to me we're going to be able to fish off the dock. Well, that's awesome. That is awesome. Now, the update is not all going to be just about fish. There is going to be some new things, and one of them is going to be a new crop and some animals. Well, a animal in particular. So the Highlands Fishing also introduces a new crop, onions, and a new animal type, the Highland cattle. There's a healthy boost to your equipment list too, with more than 20 new machines added. New manufacturers like Monosem, Can-Am, AgriSpread and GT Bunning join the lineup, supporting both land and water-based work. So whether you're casting nets or planting onions, this expansion deepens the farming experience in exciting new directions. Time to prep your boat and fishing boots. To be fair, I think that's I mean, if what they're saying there, right, where you can just grab a rod and have a little go at shore fishing, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. You know, just chill out by the dock. That's awesome. I mean, obviously, it's coming out on November the 4th. Now, there will be a link down below if you want to pick the copy up for PC. You can click on the link and it helps channel out no extra cost to yourself. And then, yeah, we'll see what it's like when it comes out. Obviously, we're going to get some more information when FarmCon is on the go. And then I imagine throughout the year, we're going to be getting some more information as well. But all right, mark November the 4th in your calendar. So on to the mods for the day. We got the modern wooden shed. This is by Fracasses Modding, 13.94 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under sheds. And there is no customization options, and it's only going to cost you 20 grand. But for 20 grand, you get a big shed. I mean, look at the size of it. You've got a massive overhang at the front, so plenty of space to be getting your stuff in. I mean, I like the archway, got little support beams there. This is all right. I mean, it's only 20 grand. and you've got a huge amount of space. Oh, you can't say fairer than that. That is 20 grand well spent. Next up is the Case Service Workshop. This is by ICAS, 4.56 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under tools. Now, it's going to cost you 40 grand, and to be fair, it's rather large. You are going to need a lot of space. Now, bearing in mind, it is just a workshop trigger with a little bit of flair. We'll call it that anyway. So obviously you can't go in the building. You've got your workshop trigger just there. I mean, there's no hatch marking area, so I would say just bring your vehicle in the vicinity and you should be good to go. Now there is this ladder. We can get on the roof. There we are. Just trying to escape the police, you know, GTA style. I mean, as I say, there's plenty of building space. Yeah, because there is a cryptic message on the website, and you know, it's a decorative object at this moment, no entry. So that says to me that maybe in the future they might put an interior inside and make it a proper workshop. Time will tell. But now you can have yourself a little case dealer. Right, next up is Modern Street Lamps. This is by Kmara, 3.9 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find them, as you can imagine, under lights. Now, we've got 4 different versions here. So we've got the standard light itself. That's going to cost you 1,600. We then got the, I'm going to say, right-angled light for 2 grand. Yeah, you got one at the front, one at the side. We then got the, what we're going to call it, straight on. So one at the front, one at the back. All right, fair enough. That's going to cost you 2 grand. And then for 2,400, you've got the 4-way light. Now, there is no switch that turns them on. So they will come on automatically at night. That's obviously going to keep your farmyard nice and bright to see what's going on. All right, no problem. Right, next up is Placeable Benches Pack. This is by Owner Emery, 4.37 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find them, as you can imagine, under decorations. Now, we've got 5 in this pack, so we've got the first one there, which is bench. It's going to cost you 50, but to be fair, they're all going to cost you 50. We then got bench again. We've also got bench, and the last one, would you believe it, it's called bench. So they're all different benches. Obviously, these are just for decorations, maybe putting one outside your farmhouse, that sort of thing, or you could potentially make some sort of, you know, recreational area, somewhere for you to sit. All right, fair enough. Right, next up is Polish House. This is by Jopek56, 8.17 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under farmhouses. Now, this is going to cost you 30 grand to place down, and it's a decorative sleep trigger, let's face it, because you can't go inside. You got your wardrobe trigger by the bench, you then got your sleep trigger by the front door. Jobs are good. That being said, for a decorative sleep trigger, I've seen worse. This is looking all right. You know, you got nice brickwork on the go, got some window boxes, got a bit of extras at the front, you got your bike, got your picnic bench table. Well, yeah, very nice. Right, next up is Wood Chip Production. This is by Johnny X Pro, 6.5 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under production chains. Now, the actual wood chipper itself, that's going to cost you 75 grand to buy. We've also got this bit, which is separate, which is going to be under decorations and others, so you could potentially put a few of these down, especially if you've got really long trees, because this is what this is going to do. Obviously, you chuck your logs in the top, it's then going to chew them up, and then out the back, out the pipe, you're going to be putting your old wood chips. Now, if you come over here, it's got a simple recipe. It's wood in, wood chips out, as you can well imagine. Now, I chopped a tree down, placed one here, chopped it down, sort of overhung a little. Once I lifted it up, it took the whole tree all at once. So that is all right. You haven't got to wait for it to feed in or anything. It's basically chuck it into there and it disappears. I mean, it chew it all up. We'll turn it on. I'll show you what I mean. So if we put that on, there you are. You got the teeth going like that. Oh, don't step too far into that. That could be an accident waiting to happen. But yeah, all right. I like it. I mean, the whole tree, was it the old lodgepole pine, the giant one, dropped all the way down. Really overhung as well, and then once I lifted it up so it's in the old input trigger, it took the whole thing, which is awesome. Right, next up is US Chicken Coop. This is by VX Mapping, 23.46 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under chickens. Now, it's going to cost you 54 grand to buy. Now, with the saying, it's going to hold 1,000 chickens. Yeah, you do have the option to expand the fence and put your pasture down. That's great, no problem. There is one customization option, and we go back into it. Where's the chickens? There we are. So you got the customization option. You can change the color of the side walls. So you got red, you got green, you got red too, which is grey. Okay, fair enough. Now it does say on the Farming Simulator website you can put solar panels on, but there is no option for that, which is interesting. Now, the whole 1,000 capacity, that should be the standard base version. Now I've just placed it down. I didn't expand the fences, it's just as it is. Now you come into there like that, I can put in 818. That's not 1,000, but alright, fair enough. So obviously you could expand it if you wanted to, get it up to 1,000. That's just a little bit random, but okay. I mean, we have got a man door just here. There we are. There's little chickens inside. All right, we'll close it up. Don't want the old barking buckets running down the road. Got this big door as well. If you want to facilitate bringing a trailer down, you know, backing it in, dropping your chickens off. Great. I mean, you have got the other door down the other end, so you could have a drive-through option on the go. Then round here is going to be your loading in point for your chicken feed. All right, fair enough. I mean, to be fair, I like the building. I mean, it's got a little used look to it. You know, a bit of the red paint's flaking off. Yeah, the roof isn't 100% straight, and maybe a little bit of subsidence in the ground. You know, it's been here a while. I like it. Next up is the RTK Stations. This is by VX Mapping, 3.68 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find them. Well, I'll say, as you can imagine, they're going to be found under tools. We'll put it that way. So, we've got 7 in this pack. We've got this one here, that's going to be 10 grand. Now, you do have the option on all of these. You click on Customize, you can have the old Starfire 6000 or the 7000 on the top. So that's your 2 customization options on all 7 of these. So 10 grand for that one. Then you've got 8.5 grand for that one. Then you've got 11 grand for that one. 4 grand for the, well, large pole. We'll call it that anyway. We then got 5 grand for the shorter pole. Well, to be fair, that's got like a solar panel on it, so that's probably where your money's going. You then got 9 grand for that one, and then the last one is 2.5 grand. Now, I will say this. When I went to load into the game, it did say you need to have precision farming. As you can imagine. Otherwise, what's the point of having an RTK station? So if you're not playing with precision farming on, yeah, you might want to give this one a miss. If not, this potentially could make it a little bit more... what is it? Accurate? Yeah, entirely up to you. I mean, I don't generally play with precision farming. I'm not really liking it, but all right. Each to their own. The next up is Lizard Subsoiler Pack. This is by Nico Pix, 7.21 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under Subsoilers. Now, it's got 140 horsepower requirement from your tractor, 4 meter working width, and a 7 mile an hour working speed. If you go for the one that they make you go for, Street and Shop, which is the 4 meter. Actually, the smallest one is the 3 meter. That's only going to require 100 horsepower from your tractor, and it's only going to cost you 10.5 grand. If you do want to go for the 400, well, the 4 meter, I suppose the name is the 400, isn't it? You're then going to have an extra 1,250 on the price tag. You can then change the main colour to any one of those. So we'll go with that. Obviously, it's going to be doing that bit. Right, fair enough. Now you're thinking, even if you have gone for the 4 meter, that's not big enough. Well, they have got a bigger one for you. They've got the old 600. Now, this is going to require 200 horsepower from your tractor. As the name would suggest, 6 meter working width, 7 mile an hour working speed, and 14,580 pounds, euros, or dollars to buy. But what's good about these is they've all got 3 points on the back, so you could potentially do 2 jobs in one. And with this one, it's going to fold the sides in. And to be fair, it's looking all right. I mean, 6 meter subsoiler, that's not that bad, must admit. I like that. And next up is the new Holland 655 TL front loader. This is by Jolly Farms Modding, 1.42 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under front loaders. Now, it's going to require 90 horsepower from your tractor, and it's got a price tag of a 7.5 grand. Now, obviously, this is ideally, it's going to match up with a new Holland tractor, you know, keep it all brand on point. So if you've got one of those, yeah, this should fit in nicely. Right, next up is the Rau Polymag 300. This is by Hasta, 3.12 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under cultivators. Now, this is going to require 100 horsepower from your tractor. It's got a 3 meter working width and a 9 mile an hour working speed, and it's going to cost you 7 grand. And I must admit, those spikes at the back, they look really dangerous, so don't get your ankle caught in one of those. I think it could snap it off. But that being said, small farmer shenanigans, definitely That's all right. And next up is the Robert F2800. This is by the ETA Lemma Choice, 5.24 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under mulches. Now, this is going to require 75 horsepower from your tractor. It's got a 2.8 meter working width and an 8 mile an hour working speed for 7,200 to buy. You then got your option of colour. So you got grey or black. It's going to do the side bits. Although, to be fair, it's not really grey. It's brushed metal. That is looking all right. I mean, again, small farmer shenanigans, but why can't small farmers have nice stuff? And this is all right. Right, next up is Concrete Weight. This is by Castan 18, 1.9 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, underweight. Now, it's got a 700 kilo weight to the weight. How many times have I said weight so far? Who knows? It's only going to cost you 200, which is nice and cheap. You do have the option of designs. You can have yes or no. So really, you could roll the dice on that one. Oh dear, that's a really bad pun, I must admit. You got your dice pattern, gives it a little bit more of a, well, I don't know, whimsical look. And I put my teeth in. There you are. And then you got your colour option. That can be any one of those. And again, you can have your dice decals on. All right, fair enough. And next up is the Fortschritt B-200. This is by AAA Modding, 4.86 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under ploughs. Now, it's going to require 80 horsepower from your tractor. It's got a 2 meter working width and a 7 mile an hour working speed for 13 grand. You do have the option of configurations. You can have the B200 brown. Oh, I definitely need a new set of teeth. You can have it as the green, and then red, and then your custom picker, which means you can change the colour, or back to your standards. If you go for the custom picker, you can obviously change the chassis colour to any one of those. So we could go for a pink, maybe, because why not? Then obviously you got your rim colour, which is going to be your rim colour, so fair enough. Now you do have the option also of ridge formers. Spin it around that side, there we are. So you've got yes or no. Being said, I can see it flicking. I can't really see what it's doing. Doesn't seem to be doing much. All right, fair enough. We'll carry on. I mean, 2 meter plough. Yeah, again, small farm shenanigans, but that's all right. Right, next up is the Husqvarna 545 pack. This is by Catsen 18, 2.91 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find them, as you can imagine, on the chainsaws. So we've got two versions. We've got the 545 MKI. We've also got the 545 MK. Well, actually, the first one then is MK1. You then got the MK2. Now, obviously, you buy them and they end up in your pocket, which is fair enough. You just get them out, you put them away, entirely up to you. I mean, I've gone for the MK2. It is a chainsaw, so go get chainsawing some stuff. All right, fair enough. Right, next up is Lizard Work Cap. This is by Rick Black Label TWD Modding, 0.64 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under Telehandler Tools. Now, it's going to cost you 3,200 to buy, and obviously, it's a little bit of a man basket, a little bit of a platform for you to be getting on with. Now, obviously, you're going to fit it to the front of your telehandler. That's great. Now, there is no controls once you're in it, so you will need to get in the vehicle first. Say like I was going to go change a light bulb on the side of this garage, the shed. So you go up like that, then maybe a little bit lower, and then you'd have to sort of work your way up. Come on, let's do a bit of parkour. Dear, oh dear. Can we get up? Or is it too steep? Oh no, we're okay. You get in there like that. There you are. A little bit more of sure footing underneath. Change the light bulb. Job's a good one. Alright, I mean, I reckon it'd probably work better if you're using multiplayer. Say like you got somebody driving and then somebody in the front of it. But, alright, for the role play, no problem. Right, next up is the Samson PG2 Genesis pack. This is by Alice Aguarole, 52.92 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under Slurry Tankers. Now, it's got a 27,800 litre capacity, requires 300 horsepower from your tractor, 9 mile an hour working speed, and it starts off at 212.5 grand if we don't go for the optional extra. There we are. So that's your base version. So you do have the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, Vaderstein, and then back to Trelleborg again. Then you got your standards, you got HWDs, different. All right, fair enough. What's the second one? HPDs. All right, no problem. Work lights, yes or no. Going to put those on the top. Then you got your configuration. So the standard one is the SAP 2 Design 1. Then got Design 2, which is going to be put in. Well, you got an angled pipe. You then got a straight pipe. You then got your PT design, which has got the giant pipe on the top. You got PT design 2, which has got that bit as well. And then back to your original. Now, obviously, we have got the John Deere manure sensing on it, but that is part of the precision farming that we needed for the old RTK stations earlier on. So that wouldn't be there as standard. So no problem on that one. Now, if you're thinking 27,800 is not big enough, well, they've got 2 more. Same options as before, but obviously we've got a 30,900 litre capacity, and then we've also got the big one, the 34,500 litre capacity, and that's going to be fair, they all require 300 from the tractor. So whether you go for a 27,000 or a 34,000, it's the same tractor going to be pulling it. That is all right. And obviously not to forget that we have got the bit on the back, the old 3-point, so you can hook up the old boom hose, the old dribble bar, drag hose, whatever you want to call it, and then turn this tanker into a spreader as well, which is all right indeed. Right, next up is the emergency service. This is by AgriCevolution, 5.18 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under cars. Now, it's going to cost you 45 grand. It's got a 300 horsepower engine and a 74 mile an hour top speed, and I'm going to change the colour just a little bit, because once we get going with a few of the options, you're going to be able to see them a little bit better. I mean, the white in the shop in this game is very bright, so fair enough. Now, we've got wheel setups, you've got your standard, and you've got your standard 2s. That's going to be your design of your wheels. Then you've got your details. You then got number 1, which is road maintenance. You then got number 2, which, yeah, I'm not going to try and pronounce that, because I tried this earlier on, a little bit of a practice, and it sounded, yeah, not something we should be saying, but all right, fair enough. And then you got the different colour version there. I mean, obviously, it's in German. Yeah, well, leave it. I'm going to leave that alone. We've got a firefighter. We then got firefighter in the black. You then got your police. You then got your, well, was it a medical? Zoom in. Medical centre. Yeah, all right, fair enough. You then got your police again. You got a different, what's that? A pompier? Oh, that looks like fire department. All right, different colour on the badges. You then got your Polizei. And then you're going to go for the white version. You then got your standard version as well. So I've gone for the English police one. Yeah, we'll go, that's the one. That's the one. Then we got the old gyro. So this is actually going to be your beacon lights on the top. So you can have your number 1, your number 2. Your number 3 is going to be your blue flashing lights. You then got number 4. Number 5, which is going to be your light bar. Number 6, which is a blue light bar, and then back to nothing. So we'll have those on. Then you got your sirens. Now, these are interesting. So you got your pneumatic 2-tone, a German siren, a French 2-tone, or nothing. We'll come back to that in a minute. You then got your main colour, which you've already chosen, and then you got your rim colour, which, let's face it, can be any one of those. I'm not sure the red goes with the old police style, but all right, fair enough. Now, obviously, this is definitely one for the old role plays. You've got your old blue lights flashing, which is great. And you've got L, B, and A. I'm just going to unfold the back. You then got L, B, and left on the D-pad. Now, brace yourself for this. Yeah, that's really loud. That is really. I mean, you have got straps in the back as well, so you know you could go down the road. You know, someone's trying to steal from the shop. Oh, let's go. Let's get them, boys. Dear, oh dear. Oh, definitely one for the rope play. Through the bush. And next up is the Case IH 7150 SA. This is by Holtz FS, 52.65 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under harvesters. Now, it's got a 449 horsepower engine, 19 mile an hour top speed, and a 13,500 litre grain tank. It's going to cost you 201.5 grand to buy. And that's the standard version. There's no optional extras until you pick them, which is always good. So we've got your tyres, you got your Lizard, you got your Continental, you got your, whatever they are, metal tracks. We then got your transportation wheels, and back to your Lizard farming. Now, we'll leave the metal tracks on, because there is an option further down. So you got your wheel setups, you got your standard, your design 2, although, didn't seem to be on the back. Right, fair enough. Design 3 and 4, and it's that right, fair enough on that one. Then you got exhaust, so we'll spin it around like that. There we are. So you got your design 1 and 2, and then standard. All right, no worries. You then got your windows, so that is going to be design 1, number 2, Well, let's say it's back to standard, to be fair, not number 3 at all. Then got a reverse whistle, so obviously as you're going backwards, it's going to make a bit of a noise. You then got your numbers, so you're going to go from number 1 all the way up to number 10. Who's going to have 10 harvesters? I mean, that's a giant field if you need 10 harvesters, I must admit. You then got colour of the iron mats. So obviously we left the old, well, as we now know, the iron mats is the name of them. So you can have them in black, red, yellow, and then black again. So your iron mats, not tracks, they're iron mats. Right, fair enough. So pipe, you got your standard, you got design 2, you got design 3, and then number 4, and then number 5, and then back to standard again. So number 5 is your longest version. Well, to be fair, that's only going to cost you an extra 650. That's not that bad at all. Then got your rim colour, if you've gone for wheels, that is. Well, this one's going to be on the back as well. So you got your black wheels just like that. And then that's your options. Now, obviously, this is a harvester, and harvesters need something on the front. And they've got you covered with that, because we've got a couple of different headers to go along with it. You've got 10.8 metre working width for 69, nice, £1,000 to buy. You have the option of transport wheels, yes or no. I'd always go with the transport wheels. You know, why make it harder for yourself having to load it onto a header trailer if it's got one built in? I mean, it's 10 grand extra, but that's 10 grand well spent, I must admit. We've also got the TerraFlex Draper 45 foot, so 13.7 metre working width for 79 grand. Again, you've got your transport wheels option. And then on the end, we've got the 3050 TerraFlex 28 foot, so 8.5 metre working width. There's no option for the old transport wheels, but okay, fair enough. Now we do have a design option there. It's going to add 10 to the price tag, which is going to be putting those little guides on the front. But all right, fair enough. And I must admit, going back to the harvester there, they look a little mean. You wouldn't want to get run over by them. And the last mod for the day is the John Deere Hillco S600 series. This is by JHHG Modding, 71.46 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under harvesters. Now we've got two different versions. We've got the S680, S690, and then the S550, 670. Now the difference between the two is going to be, well, let's face it, the engine horsepower, so 271 to 373 horsepower, and a 7,000 to just over 19,000 grain tank. And then you've got the bigger one, which is 473 to 543 horsepower, and up to 22,900 on the grain tank. Apart from that, options are the same. So we're going to go into the big boy. So obviously, as it says, 473 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed, and starts off at 10,600 on the old grain tank. Although we do have some optional extras there already, which is the base engine price is already adding 51 grand. I don't understand. I don't understand that. If that's the base engine price, how can you say the vehicle costs 216 grand and then require an extra 50 grand for the horse? Well, the horsepower producer, the old engine. I can't get me words out. Oh, that's proper got under me skin. Why? Why not just say it's 270 grand to start with? Dear, oh dear, man, we could be getting on our high horse, on our soapbox for this one, but we'll carry on anyway. So we've got the grain tank extensions. So we're going to go up. Obviously, you got your top covers. It's going to raise slightly as you go for the different ones, and you're going to go for the top one, which is the other end, which is going to be the old Master Wyndham. That's going to give you 20,905 litre. Not a problem. So obviously the engines. Why start off with a 51 grand extra? It's the standard base version engine, but all right. So you got 473, and then 543, and then 543 again, and then back to 4. I can't believe we need to move on. We need to move. I'm going to wind myself up with this, otherwise. So you got your wheel branch, you got your Lizard, you got your Nokian, you got Midas, and then Lizard again on the tires. I mean, these ones, they look all right. Diamant Jewels, I mean, they're 10 grand extra, don't get me wrong. But I quite like the look of them. But, that being said, are any of us cheaper? I mean, they're 10 grand for those tyres. We've got 6.5 grand for these. But, if you're making people pay extra for standard stuff, I mean, like, even if we went for, what is it, the Midas, the cheap ones, that's still 6.5 grand extra. Who's going to buy a harvester without an engine and without tyres? That's sort of a given that it's going to come with it. Why add it extra? So just say the price is more to start with. Right, we'll move on. We'll move on. Even though I'm going to put those back on because I do like the look of them. Right, we then have the option of specifications. You can have it as North American. You can have it as Australian, which is going to be putting the old oversized signs on the front. You can then have South American, which put some different stickers on. You're then going to have North American flag, which, to be fair, is the USA flag. So not North America flag, it's United States of America flag. North America consists of not just American. All right, fair enough. Canada flag, great, no problem. Australia flag, great, no problem. South America flag, no, that's the Brazilian flag. What's going on? That's not a South America. South America is made up of quite a few different countries that are not Brazil. All right, we'll carry on. We're back to North America. Right, we then got number 1. We're going all the way up to number 6. Fair enough. You then got ladders. You've got standard or your side ladder. You then got your rear axis. So you've got your standard wide rear axis and then standard. Your chopper tailboards, regular vane tailboard or the standard version. The advanced power cast tailboard. And then back to the original one. Then you've got rear hitches. So you've got your standard. You got your Lancotta Lanth 400 static hitch extension. And then we've got the foldable version, because I'm not reading that again. And then back to the original. Then got your pipes. You got 5.6 meter, 6.9 meter, and 6.9 meter with a foldable tip. And then your 7.9, 7.9 new, and 7.9 with a fold. And then 8.7, 9.15, and then back to the original. Right, no problem. Now we've got all the bugs. Well, I say bugs, it's not bugs. Annoyances out the way. We're going to put them to one side because I don't agree with it. But all right, we'll carry on. This is a brilliant harvester. I mean, for the whole roleplay scenario, this is awesome. Now, we've got a few different things that we can open up. So LB and right stick up and down. You can be opening up that flap. We then do LB and right stick up and down around the other side. There we are. Going to be opening up that one. LB and right stick left and right. It's going to do that one. And then RB and right stick is going to be doing that one. You also have RB and right stick up and down, which is actually going to do your door. Great, no problem. Now we've had harvesters that you can open stuff up before. That's awesome. But this does have a little trick up its sleeve. Now I've placed this ramp here specifically. So if you're going to go, in your field, maybe it's not flat ground and you're harvesting and you end up like this, you end up getting stuck. That's not great. But what this does, if you do LB and RB together and a left stick left and right, yeah, we can now tilt it in the direction. So obviously you're going to want to go with the slope. So we'll go over to the left like that because we're going up a left-hand slope. And we're all the way up here and we're flat. Fair enough. Now obviously the harvester header on the front, that's going to tilt with the wheels. So that's going to stay straight. That's fine. No problem. So if you are, going along a hilly side, that's not going to lift up. So that's awesome. But if you fancied going the other way, let's tip it the other way. We're going to fall over. No, are we? I mean, we're pretty high up. It's a little bit dodgy. I must admit, I like that. I mean, I like the whole opening up the sides. It brings the whole role play scenario into it. I mean, you get past the whole charging you extra for stuff that should be standard. That's an awesome harvester, especially with the old tilt option. All right, fair enough. We've got a couple of updates as well. We've got the John Deere 8R 2009-2011 series by JHHG Modding, the customised fence cow barn by Lancey Boy, and the Chrome Big X 1180 pack by Micro GT.